Hello everyone, this is Carell Mel with Key Lifestyle Solutions. Grandmother Raven's Turtle Call lights up the sky, and we are here with our pick a pile reading for this coming week or time frame. Let's just say time frame because we're always divinely guided when we're doing these pick a pile readings. We never know when we're going to be doing them. There's usually a very strong general message for these readings, so we're going to dive right in and just talk a little bit about the upcoming solar eclipse, what that has for you that you know is probably already in the works of change. There is going to be heated up energy, so to speak, for the month of October. It's really strong, so strong that when I was getting the cards ready, meditating on them, shuffling and letting the cards come out for each pile, there was huge energy popping out. So just as an FYI about that. Remember, these are general readings. Take what resonates and leave the rest. And we would love it if you could share, like, and subscribe. It really helps my channel if you can do that for me. These readings are free, so if you can do that one little thing in return, I would be truly grateful for doing that for me. Also, I know there's a general message for the overall readings of the three piles, and we're going to get that from the 7 Oracles of Energies by Colette Baron-Reid. I love all her decks. They're truly amazing decks and oracles. I have noticed that the energy has been accumulating and being heightened. And enlightened and heightened. There's been a lot of that. And it's been interesting for the last little while, but there's urgency, a sense of urgency to do things and get things done. This is the perfect time to do that. Cleaning out, organizing, getting yourself ready for the winter months that are coming when we go into the dream time. So the fall is like our harvesting of everything that we dreamt from last winter, planted in the spring, and now it has come to fruition. And that comes in many forms. I also want to point out the strong masculine and feminine energies, especially the feminine is very strong right now. You might even be noticing that yourself. And there's lots to talk about that. So that may come up with the sacred feminine and sacred masculine soon to talk about that. But here's the message illuminating today's pick-a-pile. And we have a higher view, which is 41, it comes to 5. And if we look at the earth count, that's all humans. Then we have 11, and I've noticed 11 and 2s have been showing up a lot for me. You may have been noticing that too. And it's about in perfect harmony. And that is such great energy to be in. Having a higher view for now is just like look at everything around you and have an observation of things. So our newsletter that is for October is about ease and grace. And so if you can take a bird's eye view and then also ask help from spirit. So this is really some great messages to open up with our pick-a pile today. So as I'm reading these, you might want to concentrate. Is it pile 1, 2, or 3 for yourself that you're going to pick today? Let's look at 41. A higher view. Seeing from a higher perspective, conscious neutrality, letting go of judgment and assumptions, non-attachment to the ability to remain unbiased. This is really important right now because the deepest truths in the shadow are going to be revealed, especially through this solar eclipse. And I find the masculine energy is going to be woken up in a different and new way. So everyone, not only within yourself, the masculine, feminine energy, but depending on gender, you might be feeling it more based on you're in a masculine energy than you are in a feminine energy, and vice versa. You're going to feel these things, and so it's going to be all around us. It's a matter of being able to look inside and see what is still there that triggers you or triggers us. Like, even for myself, what is there still to look at where there's fear around that? Because our authentic selves really want to be able to show up. The higher view is talking about sometimes our lives are suction cupped to the ends of our noses and we can't see beyond ourselves. And this happens to everyone once in a while. We fall into an automatic response to life and react from a learned, conditioned place rather than one of awareness. Being in receptivity keeps us repeating old patterns. Or, sorry, it should be receptivity, right? We should be receiving and feeling the emotions, but this is reactivity, keeps us repeating old patterns. Conversely, the avoidance of our triggers could keep us in our comfort zone, policing our attempts at new things. The way to be successful in your endeavor to connect with others is to step out of your sticky perception of the world. Imagine yourself sitting on the back of a bird 1,000 feet above your life. Wouldn't your perspective change? From a higher point of view, you can see for miles, and you could let go of naming or blaming the obstacles in your way and instead easily discover a path to more beautiful and compelling vistas. More can become available to you in all aspects of your life when you are able to step back and get a little distance. You can wait before responding, be more graceful in your interactions, and see how everything is connected and every experience is a gift. The world is wide open for you today. All you have to do is to move to higher ground, be mindful, and celebrate the spectacle of life's dance. Oh, this resonates so strongly for the type of energy that October is going to reveal. Now, in perfect harmony, I think at least this is what I'm feeling, that we're going to find perfect harmony within ourselves to really know what we're stepping onto is where we need to be. So the key concepts of perfect harmony is togetherness, healthy and harmonious partnerships, commitment to a relationship, collaboration with others, interdependence. This is going to also be very clear and very important, because if your higher self or you inside, you don't feel like you're where you're supposed to be, move towards, take steps. And it doesn't have to be go running at it. It's just take steps towards where you want to be, and things will start to transform very quickly. That is the number one thing I've noticed in the last 2 weeks. Things change fast. So be in the flow, let go, and allow the current to take you where you need to be. So you're entering a time of healthy, harmonious partnerships. Collaboration is key here, as you're invited to explore the potential inherent in making a commitment to another person, a group, or even yourself. Wow. Okay, so know that you're bringing different gifts to the table. You don't have to be in exact lockstep with everyone else. You need to be authentic. Okay, that's the key thing. And that's the next sentence. Being your authentic self actually brings you into alignment with others. You are a note in a harmony that neither overpowers nor is overpowered by any other. Your beautiful interdependence allows you all to shine. And that's important. Everyone has unique gifts. Just keep an eye out for a sign that your subconscious, which has been conditioned by your previous hurts and experiences, is working in a way not in accord with what your healthy self intends. So these are the shadow pieces that I've been talking about, that if you haven't decided what to move out of your space that's not in vibrational alignment where you are, Spirit, the universe, is going to force the issue. It's going to push the issue, and it's going to have a tower moment and make it happen. For example, you may desire a relationship but expect to be betrayed, so you're unconsciously sabotaging it. You say you want to lose weight but continue to eat compulsively and avoid exercise. In these moments, you are not attuned with yourself, and this disharmony spills out into all other parts of your life. If this is happening, you might want to take a hard look at yourself. Do a self-inventory, forgive yourself, and then start singing a new song of self-love and acceptance. What's really great about this is how quickly you are now able to turn this around. Have no fear. It is so easy to get back in tune. All it takes is self-honesty and a willingness to heal. You can do it. This really is such a fortunate time. Oh my goodness. Like, we have so many energies helping us right now. It's crazy. Like, astrologically, if you haven't seen my video, I have a video link on my newsletter with Stefan Burns, who's a geophysicist, but also works closely with earth energy and astrology. And so he often puts the two together where you can see the harmony of how our universe and our planet is affected, and then how it affects us. So it's very educational. I would highly recommend checking out Stefan Burns' site, especially what's coming up for October. And then all the astrologers, they have such beautiful insights. So that's the general message. And I'm just taking more time with that today because there is big messages. And I think this is one way of getting them out there. Indeed, indeed. So if you have not done so, you can pause the video and pick your pile. And then we will get started. And we'll start with pile number 1, which is this one, pile number 1. Okay, we have Father Stones. Right side up, Guardian. 4 of Stones. In reverse, Truce. Death. Endings in reverse. Oh, I feel a resistance in here about moving forward with the shadow work. You might have some fear around that. Pile number 1. Daughter of Stones, possibilities. 8 of Cups, failure. Feeling like you're not going to reach your goal. And the High Priestess, meditation. Okay, so definitely at play here. There is some interesting energy, pile number 1. Father of Stones, the Guardian. So remember I was talking about the masculine, and so there might be a sense of wanting to overprotect everything that you have because you feel I've worked really hard for it, and now it seems to be slipping away. But it's not slipping away. It's going through transformation at this time. And that's really a good thing because you hold on to the parts that have value for you, because as you go on your journey, you're still elevating your vibration, and what used to serve you may not serve you any longer. And that's how our journey goes. 4 of Swords, Truce. It's like it's a time out. It's moving towards a time out. And see the High Priestess in meditation. It's like your higher self is guiding you through this process. Now, the good thing here about the Death card in reverse and about endings is that there in October there may not be these big endings. You know, take where it resonates. Some people are going to be going through them and right away, and some people are going to be experiencing endings a little bit later, especially in the month or the year, because the energies that are coming up are really a big part of the last part of 2024 and moving into 2025. So this is a process. You might be in a process of connecting and feeling what has to go, but you're not quite ready for it yet. You're not quite ready to have that truth inside of yourself, because maybe these things are just showing up now and you're having to deal with them. It's like a dark night of the soul in process. But here's another great thing is like Daughter of Stones, possibilities, meaning you see that there's possibilities and different trackways that you can follow. Okay, 8 of Cups, it feels like a failure. Now, if we were to apply this to career, a relationship, and other things, it's like take inside of you what I'm talking about, because it might relate to a different scenario, because this is a general reading. But you might be feeling that you're on the verge of completing a career or a job that you know inevitably has to come to an end, but you're not ready to do it just quite yet. And that may show up as a way through the last few months of this year, and then, like I said, into 2025. But through meditation and doing your own work, your personal work, you're seeing these new possibilities, new ways to go. So I also, when I look at the Father of Stones, the guardian, it's got a lot of strength in here. And see how he's following the path and trying to go with the flow of the water and just letting it take the course. And so this is what I was talking about earlier about the masculine energy being, the sacred masculine energy has fear around where it's taking him. He doesn't know where it is, where it's going. And that means it also feels like you're losing control of something, which is just an illusion. You're not losing control. You're gaining something beautiful at the other end. So it looks on the onset of a failure, or you feel failure inside. There's also, this is an emotional, very high emotional driven, which is very true with the energy that we have with Cancer and Mars. Like Mars, yeah, it is a hot planet. It wants to move, and Cancer is very emotional. And of course, when we talk about the moon, the masculine energy usually wants to be, reacting and doing things and being active to solve problems. That's kind of like wanting to move ahead and do those things. And what's coming in is like feelings of failure, like because nostalgia is coming in and past stuff that's been buried is showing up again, like memories. And it might even be past life things, memories of things that have shame and guilt around that. And the masculine, it's being asked, take a good look at this and feel the emotion. So more than anything, it's about feeling. And where you might be able to connect with that, whether you see a practitioner to help you, or a shamanic, like an energy worker who does shamanic practices perhaps, or somebody that does Reiki who's spiritually connected, may be able to pinpoint for you those spots that are kind of being illuminated right now that you're having a challenge with. And these are surfacing to go through a benevolent, like a death, like an ending. But it's really in our faces right now about what that is. So pile number 1, this is, you're in a process, and it's good. Like it's in the process. So that's the number 1 thing right now, right? But ask for ease and grace as you go through this process. Whatever situation you apply this to that feels like you've been defeated, but it's really in a process. You are going to see the possibilities, all the possibilities that are lining up. So it's going to change. October is about, it's going to be changing. Okay. That's great. Pile number 1. Wow. Very powerful message for pile number 1. We're now into pile number 2. Pile number 2, these cards were leaping, like seriously, leaped out of the deck. We have the Ace of Cups right side up, the Lovers in reverse, The Chariot in reverse. Oh my goodness. The Tower in reverse. The Page of Cups in reverse. This is a very strong, oh, wow, emotion process. This is about 4 of Cups. Right side up. 3 of Cups. Look at all the cups in here. And the Lovers. Like, oh my goodness. 7 of Wands. 5 of Wands. And the Queen of Pentacles. All right. There is movement, action, things changing. Now, what I like the fact that the Chariot's in reverse here. And we have the 5 of Wands and the 7 of Wands. And so there's going to be a struggle. There's going to be a power struggle here, pile number 2, within yourself and outside of yourself. And again, as I have expressed about the feminine and masculine energy is going to be very strong. And there's going to be like these new realizations that over the course of the month, because this is like a weekly update, the Tower is going to happen and the Chariot's going to happen. So these will go right side up as you go through this process. And the Lovers, the interesting thing about the Lovers is like, yes, this is about, it could be like a romantic relationship, but this is also talking about relationship with self on the masculine and feminine side. And you may be struggling about the self-love piece. Like, do you understand what it means to put you first? To love yourself first? Because we've been told it's selfish to put ourselves first. And that's really unfortunate because you cannot help another if you're not in a good place yourself. And I'm thinking about caregivers, and I'm thinking about like what comes through is caregivers and those people who are of service to others. You still have to do the piece of self-care. Okay. Now, what's in play here with these shadow pieces in October finalizing themselves, and Spirit is saying these have to come to an end because either you get it or you don't. You still make a choice. Like if you continue down the lower vibrational road, then you do. Right? That's your choice. But if you're going to take a different road and you are going to step up and do self-care, self-love, then it's going to swiftly turn into manifesting your dreams and desires. Because here's the Queen of Pentacles. Like she is holding her abundance, see, with the peacock and this beautiful green. So whether it's abundant in health or like, let's look at all aspects of self. Health, which is your physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual, where you have everything in play that makes a happy, yummy life. But there's still these things that are in process. So inner conflict, but working through it. Like I see reaching out to others who are like you, and then honoring this piece about yourself, that somebody is reaching out to you over here with opportunities, and you may just go, well, I don't see the point of moving forward any longer. I don't see the point. Like, where's the abundance, right? I don't see it. You're going to see it. Page of Cups. There's going to be a message coming through eventually. Not next week, but this amazing message. So this could be higher self. This could be from a past love. So if it is a romantic relationship, somebody from the past is coming back in. And there's also opportunity here that it could be somebody new. So if you're looking for relationship information, there's new beginnings happening. This Ace of Cups is just revealing that you're going through the cycles. See the moon here? And you're learning how to observe and manifest what fulfills you, what fills up your cups of feeling great. And you've put a lot of work into moving forward. There's still more work to do, it's saying, at least for this coming week. It might be just really pinpointing where you want to put your focus. Each astrological sign is going to be affected, and your personal chart is going to be affected in different ways of how these things are set up for us to learn from with the coming alignment of energies. So this is big energy that's moving for you. And I'm not surprised. When they jumped out, I was like, oh, I bet you the Tower is in there and some other major arcana. And sure enough. But I like, so what's good about this? The good news is at the end of it, there's this change that happens that's very abundant for you. And where we have to focus is not on the outside of blaming people for anything that's going on. It's like, what's going on inside of you? Like, what's triggering you? Like, why is this relationship, career, same thing. It's like, you're not happy where you are anymore. This was in reverse. You're not happy what you're doing. It's not fulfilling. You don't get, it's not doing it. And so there might be some big messages here, opportunities that are showing up that you need to move on. And what are those? You might discover that through some inner work to see what it is. So it doesn't matter, romance, like a partnership, working with others on a business project or a project. It's the energy that has to change here is this Five of Wands energy. Like everybody's poking everybody instead of getting it done. Right? You're not going in the same direction. And that's all that's happening, is because everybody's going to be triggered in the next month. So we have to hold space for ourselves and then just take a moment to observe. So in my newsletter, there is also some tips about 5 major tips to help you navigate this month to stay in ease and grace. Because these situations are hard, especially if we have not gone through this life experience before and we don't know how to navigate it. That's probably one of the biggest things that I see here is how to navigate. See, he's wanting to light his flame again, or light this flame so he can see where he's going. And that's the challenge, is like, I have never been here before. I don't know how to navigate this. This feels horrible, right? This isn't fun. But the good news is on the outside, something major is going to transform and you're going to move ahead. And that's where the abundance comes in. Okay, pile number 2, that is for you. Pile number 3. Pile number 3 was straightforward. Okay, so Temperance in reverse, Page of Wands straight up, 4 of Cups in reverse, interesting, and the 7 of Pentacles. Well, pile number 3, yours was like straight to the point. And there's different ways to look at this. But what I see here is you're taking action moving forward with your creativity and ideas. And you may not, in this process, you may not feel balanced. That's one way of looking at it. Or you've been struggling to figure out the masculine feminine piece, like how to balance this out and how to become neutral in situations. And maybe this is something you've been looking at for a while within yourself, and now you see the writing on the wall and you're ready to move out of this. Because here's the 4 of Cups, emotionally just not driven. Like it looks dull and mundane and not fun. And because you've been doing all your work and you think, well, what the heck? Like I've been nurturing these seeds and now I can't move forward what I've been nurturing and healing. and you're going to feel a little defeated with it. But what's coming up is some great moments with your higher self, how to move forward. And see, these are the key points that we have to listen to. We're going to be able to hear clearly through our crown chakra over the next month of what needs to happen. And some of it's not going to be very pleasant. Like, you might be getting messages coming through that you really fear about stepping into. But deep down, you know it has to be done. And here again, we're looking at this trigger with the masculine and feminine energy. So remember, the overall message was a higher view. This is like, you're going to have to take zoom out and just look at the big picture for now. You've been doing a lot of inner work, and you're wanting to show up, and you're wanting to be of service and give to the world. And maybe it's overwhelming right now, and you don't know how to balance your personal life with your work. You don't know how to balance things that are coming at you because they all look great and you want to pick one, but you don't know which one to pick, and it's very confusing. It's kind of talking about that. What will become clear is as we get further into the month, these are going to all turn, and they're going to be presented with opportunities. Then they're going to all be right side up, and it's going to feel like you've landed somewhere, and you're going to be able to carry on. And there'll be a little more balance, a little more temperance in your life, which is good. And you're going to really be clear about what Spirit's putting in front of you. All right? This is like being offered things, but don't realize how abundant it is. So some of them are going to look, they're like camouflaged as something else, but it's like a diamond in the rough, and you're like, whoa, I don't know if I should do it. Doesn't look like very promising. But as you go along, you're going to realize, oh goodness, it is very promising. I would have never seen that, right? So as you take the bird's eye view, you might be able to see it and then be in harmony with that. So there's something happening to open you up to the new realizations of what life is bringing you over the next while. Career, it's kind of like the same feeling. Is like you want to move on, and you get an offer for something, and you're like, well, that's the same thing I'm doing now. Why would I take that? But there's a hidden gem. There's something hidden inside of it that you haven't seen. It opens up new doorways. And a doorway to your inner peace, in your inner guidance here, and understanding self-love, and how do you give that to yourself? Like, are you giving that to yourself right now is part of the question. Are you in the middle of figuring it out? Have you figured it out? The good thing is that you're connected and you are getting the messages. It's just a matter, are you listening? Like, are you listening to the messages? Are you nurturing you? See, look at the pentacles here they're ready to, they are sprouting. It's just, you can't overwater them. You can't leave them out, in the elements where, especially right now in the fall, in the Northern Hemisphere, things are going to be going to sleep. And we're going to be getting closer into the dream time. So it's going to be time to dream for the spring pretty soon, to let things grow. There's also, it's a time to take action with things, but things that you've already put in place. It's not the time to create new projects and new things. It's time to clean up and finish things off. That's what it's about. And listening to the messages. So the higher view and then finding harmony with all that. Okay, pile number 3. Beautiful, beautiful. That is it. Okay, let's pull a card as the general message and the ending to what this all has to say. For the closing, Sacred Ones are truly grateful. Thank you very much for the beautiful messages, and they are strong, beautiful messages. So depending on what you pick, we'll see what the overall message is. Here we are. It's the 1 card. Magic. Earth magic. Oh my goodness. It is all about the earth right now, and our earth medicine classes have been just amazing for people learning these strategies and skills. I'm just over the moon with what's been happening with that. So the earth magic is like, now's a really good time to connect to the earth. Being grounded in nature, the quiet, dark place where all things begin, where essence is first ignited before manifestation, knowing you are part of the earth and she is part of you. She will support you. We come from her. She will support you in your endeavors. You're not alone. Ease and grace. Ask the ancestors. Ask the ancestors who have come here before you to support you on your journey. And this is the 1 card. It goes very nicely with the 11. Then we get 3 ones. Earth magic speaks to the intrinsic relationship that you and all living things have with the consciousness of the earth, also known as Gaia. Imagine the oak tree that begins its journey as an acorn, gathering the life force energy it needs from the earth so it can sprout up from the ground, like in pile 3. Amazing. You might find that you have the energy now. Because you are part of nature, you follow the same cycle of manifestation. Everything you are, your evolution, and the successful manifestation of your dreams begin below the surface of consciousness until an idea comes, conviction takes hold, and something meaningful can be planted. Be still for a moment, quiet your thoughts, and imagine anchoring your energy to the sacred quality of being part of this living earth. Do this mindfully to connect to the divine intelligence, the power to create the perfect form from the essence of a tiny spark of life. Indeed, this is miraculous. The message now is to trust that the seeds you've planted in your field of dreams are in good hands. The earth is a conscious, divine source of love that is doing its part on your behalf. Slow down, take in the beauty of your life now, and trust that what you are intending is being nourished and is growing. There will be plenty of time later to tend to your garden, to water it and weed it. Great magic is germinating underground, working its way to the surface to deliver more blessings than you could imagine. Let it. Perfect to go with all the 3 piles. And that's all we have to do right now is go with the flow. Ease and grace and go with the flow. So that's your pick a pile for this coming while until Spirit asks me again to share the pick a pile. I hope you have an amazing week and month, and we'll talk to you very soon.